Hi, I'm Kendra with Where's the Moon Astrology, and today I'm talking about Jupiter and Scorpio for the Cancer Ascendant. I'm not talking about Cancer Sun. I'm talking about your Ascendant sign. So if you don't know your Ascendant sign, I'm leaving a link in the description of this video where you can figure it out quickly and easily. The Ascendant sign is what begins your whole chart system and therefore what will dictate where this transit of Jupiter is falling in your chart. So, on October 10th, Jupiter is moving out of the sign of Libra and into the sign of Scorpio. Now for Cancer ascendants, this is actually, it appears to be a very positive transit. There are some other astrological things going on that could make this a little more difficult for us. I am a Cancer ascendant myself. But overall, Jupiter in Scorpio for Cancer ascendant should be a relatively positive time. And the reason for this is that Jupiter will be activating your 5th house. The 5th house is the house of pleasure. The 5th house is the house of romance. It's the house of creativity, art, creative projects, anything that you are creating and giving back to the world. That is going to be the realm of the 5th house. The 5th house also rules your children, your literal children. So there's a couple things that can happen with Jupiter entering Scorpio in your 5th house. First of all, because the 5th house is traditionally and most known for being the house of children, this can be a transit when you get pregnant or have a child. If it's a transit where you'll want to be careful if you're not wanting that to happen. This transit of Jupiter and Scorpio through your 5th house can definitely mean becoming a parent. If you're already a parent, it can mean improved relationships with your children because Jupiter is a benefic planet. It brings expansion and blessings. That's actually why I said it could mean pregnancy because, literal expansion. But if you have children already, this could mean improved relationships with your children. You might actually enjoy being with your children more, learning from your children. Spending time with your children can become less of a chore, something that you kind of are obligated to do. And I hate to say it that way, but sometimes when you're a parent, you don't really feel like doing that stuff. So it might actually be more enjoyable for you personally to spend time with your children. Because the 5th house is also the house of pleasure, I can envision that you would probably be going to a lot more parties, spending time with friends, just doing things that make you feel happy, things that are pleasurable to you. Sometimes this can be, this is another transit that might be good for playing games of luck, like the lottery, because this is a layover or a transit that can indicate winnings through games like that, because the 5th house is also the house of games. So, I don't want to say go play the lottery, but go play the lottery. Now, the 5th house being the house of pleasure, it's also the house of romance. You actually will be having Saturn enter your 7th house very soon, which kind of has an influence on this. The 5th house is not a house that is conducive to serious relationships necessarily. It will be expanding your sense of fun and good times, those butterfly feelings. You'll probably be meeting people or, just feeling really positive and really romantic in your relationships, meeting people who make you feel something sensational, something romantic, something dramatic. It's the natural house of Leo. So you will probably be meeting those types and you'll probably be experiencing some romance under this influence. However, because Saturn's entering your 7th house, that has a couple possible meanings. Saturn is a serious planet, so in your 7th house it could bring a serious relationship. However, it's also a restrictive influence. So with Jupiter in your 5th house, I think you will be meeting people who make you feel something. You will be experiencing that romance, but it's not necessarily a time when you will be meeting somebody who's going to be there for the long haul, I'm sorry to say. The 5th house is also the house of creativity and art, creative projects. So I would say you're probably going to be doing a lot of that. If you're not like an artist, you might just find yourself doodling or whatever it is that is your creative thing. It doesn't have to be art, but whatever your creative thing is, you'll be doing more of that thing. You'll be putting more of yourself out there into the world, giving birth to things. Just really focusing on your creative projects. Because it's a natural house of Leo, it's the house of recognition and, being the center of attention and flamboyance and things like that. So I would say you're going to be getting a lot more credit for the things that you're putting out there. You're going to be getting a lot of attention. Jupiter is just expanding your sense of shine, being in the 5th house. So I would definitely say you're going to be getting a lot more recognition for the things that you do and things that you put out into the world. maybe more recognition at work. You're not going to be feeling like your hard work is being overlooked. You're going to be receiving a lot more recognition for the stuff that you do. So that was my video on Jupiter and Scorpio for the Cancer Ascendant. Please check out the link in the description of this video. Take a look at my services. I offer transit chart readings, which would give you a much more in-depth look at what you personally are going to be looking at under this influence, as well as all the other planetary influences that are going on for you right now. Also, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to see more of you. Have a great day.